Do you live, work, or play in Rowlett, Texas? My name is Hannah Rabalais, and I am the Digital Media Specialist for the City of Rowlett, and welcome to the My Rowlett Podcast. And on the other side of the mic, we have our creative services producer, Drew Rist, and we are both coming to you live from our communication studio here in historic downtown Rowlett.
Hey, what's up, everyone? So I'll be playing the role of behind-the-scenes producer when the series kicks off. So people may be asking, why a podcast? Why another podcast? Are we going to be investigating murders and unsolved mysteries, Hannah?
Ooh, the ghost in City Hall. Hey, maybe we could do a special episode or something, but yeah, let us know. But we would definitely have to get Brian Funderburg's approval on that one first. But great question. Why a podcast? So while we do share a lot of information on our social media pages, there's not a day that goes by I don't think we're at least posting one or two things on Facebook.
It's a very robust Facebook page.
Very robust. And we also have our newsletters. We have a weekly Friday at 5, and we have a monthly mayor spotlight too that the mayor picks a topic each month and goes really in depth on. But we sat down as a team a couple months ago and we were brainstorming another way for you to even get even more in-depth information and to share conversations around what's happening in your city directly from the people who are making a difference in shaping the future of Rowlett. So here we are. The My Rowlett podcast has been born.
Woohoo! So tell us about some of the guests that we can expect.
We plan on having a variety of guests on our show. It is your show, but there are so many stakeholders in your city. So you can expect to hear from citizens like you, local business owners, city officials like our mayor, and maybe some city council members might make an appearance. And of course, we'll be hearing a lot from different city employees, which I'm really excited to get them in the chair because they're the ones who are serving you on a day-to-day basis. And so just to be able to provide some insights on the services and what their job and their function is. So super excited to release those starting in a couple weeks, and those will be dropping every other week. But hey, if there's someone you want to hear from specifically, please let us know. Email us at podcast@rowlett.com. We see this show as a collaborative effort, and we plan on evolving. And as our audience grows and as we receive input, we will definitely be changing some things up. So super, super excited for this.
So we talked about some of the guests. What about some of the topics?
So as for topics, earlier this year, we started a video series on our social media channels called The Friday at 5.
I love that show.
It is a fan favorite. And how many episodes are we on now?
I think we're working on 35.
Wow, time has flown. Well, if you don't know what the Friday at 5 is, this is where we highlight the top news and events from the city manager's office. And because we know you are busy and need information on the go, I am so excited that we will be sharing the audio version here on the My Rowlett podcast weekly on Fridays, dropping at 5 a.m. I know that sounds super early, but there is a method to our madness. So there is so much going on, especially on the weekends sometimes. And so we want to drop those as early as possible on Friday so you get all the information you need, just in case you might want to head up the farmer's market or go to whatever festival we have going on in downtown or, a Parks and Rec event. So we just want to make sure you have something to do. And you also are aware of what has happened during the week. So
that works. Okay.
It works. Yeah. So that's our method to our madness.
Awesome.
So, Drew, I want to toss it over to you for a minute because I would love if you could share a little bit more about you, our studio, and how we were even able to start this podcast in the first place.
Oh, well, thanks, Hannah. So first, a little background on me. I've worked at the city for well over a decade. You've probably seen me around at special events or the council meetings. My boss always calls me the man behind the camera.
And now you're the man behind the microphone.
I'm so excited to be broadcasting from our new communication studio located on Main Street. Here's something our citizens will love to hear. No taxpayer money is being used for any of this equipment.
What? How?
I know. The money used to equip the building comes from the cable TV fees called PEG funds. PEG stands for Public, Educational, and Government. These fees cannot be used for any other city needs like potholes or fire trucks. They can only be used for communication purposes, specifically only capital expenditures that finance day-to-day operations.
What is that exactly?
I know, it's a mouthful. And capital expenditures are physical objects like the microphones, my cameras, my lights, but not personnel costs.
I really can't believe that no taxpayer money went into making this podcast look and sound so great.
It is great.
Amazing.
So enough about me and PEG funds, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to know a little bit more about the host of My Rowlett. Hannah Rabalais. Tell us everything, Hannah. Start from the beginning.
Well, if we were starting from the beginning, we'd be here a long time. But I really want to first say that it is truly an honor to be in this seat and to be talking to you right now. And it's such an honor to serve my fellow neighbors in this capacity. And the show is not about me, but hey, this is our intro episode. We're going to be interviewing a lot of people, hearing from everyone else, and just want to give you a little, who is Hannah Rabalais? Why is she even here? Why does she want to be here? And so I just really wanted to say, being involved in my community is so important to me and something I am so, so, so passionate about. And I just want to give a quick shout out to my mom.
Go mom.
Go mom. She's the one who instilled that value. She had me up early on Saturday mornings, going up, picking up trash, meeting city council members, and just even engaging with our city officials. And at the time, I didn't really appreciate it, but man, I'm just so grateful and just so happy to be involved in my community. And another person who kind of inspired me to be here today is my husband, Micah. I think I hinted at it earlier, but not only am I a city employee, I'm actually your neighbor. And so we moved here back in, May 2018 now. And so a couple months after we moved here, Micah was looking for a way to get involved in our backyard. We were super involved in the Dallas community, but we're like, what can we do in Rowlett? And so he joined the bond committee, which if y'all don't know, we don't have enough time to go over in this episode. We will definitely have a separate episode for that. But it really is a time-consuming position, and there's a lot of work that goes into it, and not a lot of people raise their hands for that. So shout out to him, because he's also the one who was like, hey, I found my I found my avenue of how I want to give back to my community. I'm sure there's something for you. So, went to Rowlett.com and, looking at different volunteer opportunities, but found that y'all were hiring, or we were hiring. Now it's we, yay. And I saw digital media special, and I was like, I love social media. I love talking, and maybe that's another reason why I'm on the chair, because I do love to have a conversation, and applied, and I'm here today. And just
hey, we're glad you're here.
Well, thanks for hiring me, Drew. You were also in my interview. But yeah, enough about me. But we will have an episode on how you can get even more involved in your city. So stay tuned for that, or you can always visit Rowlett.com to find that information. I really truly believe there's something for everyone. So even if you like our parks, if you love the library, our animal shelter, there is something for everyone. And hey, 1 hour a month even just goes a long way. And we're always hiring too. So like we said earlier, we'll be sharing episodes weekly, and we don't want you to miss out on an episode. So make sure to subscribe to our podcast wherever you consume podcasts, whether that's Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, to get all the news straight to your phone. Or you could always watch our podcast on YouTube. I'm so excited to launch that. And so you can see our beautiful little setup we have here. And if you have a question, we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you want us to talk about here. What matters most to you? Feel free to send us an email at podcast@rowlett.com. This is a collaborative effort, and your input matters. Or you can always reach out to us on your favorite social media platform at City of Rowlett, Texas, and use the hashtag My Rowlett Podcast. The show notes will have all the links that I mentioned in each episode, and of course, you can visit rowlett.com. Thank you so much for listening. I am so looking forward to this My Rowlett journey with you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.